Hey, friends. I hope you've been having a great Sunday. I've certainly been having one, and I have continued my frenzy of spring cleaning. It seems like a spring is coming. I have sprung into action, and because I work now primarily from home, my eyes just see more things. So I'm more intentional about, oh, I got to do this, I got to clean this, I got to do that. So this weekend has been a lot of that, but it feels good. I don't care what anyone says, there's energy in things that are all around us. And when you declutter, like your body, your spirit literally feels it. So that's been good. Um, so I wanted to, before the day was over, share some words of encouragement for you. Recently, I had a friend who suffered a loss. A friend of hers died, and in her grief, she just kept saying, I want to ask God why. I want to ask God why, but I know that, I'm not supposed to ask God why. And I'm here to challenge that notion, and that it's okay to ask God why. We have to remember that as we draw closer to God, to remember that we really are in relationship. We're to honor God. We're certainly to revere God. We're to submit to God. But there's a relationship there. And God is a loving Father that wants to hear from us. So even if you take to God your whys, you may not always get an answer, right? Because his way of operating and his level of understanding exceeds any level of human intelligence we have. But he still can handle our raw emotions. In Hebrews 5 and 7, when you get an opportunity, you can read it on your own. It talked about Jesus during his days on earth, that he cried out, that he lifted up prayers and petitions, with cries out to God, because he knew that God was the person that can save him from death, and that God heard his prayers. Now, did it change his situation? No, because we know Jesus's purpose was to come down on this earth to be both fully human and fully God. But at the end of the day, his purpose was to bear the sins so that you and I, through him, would have eternal life. But it didn't stop him from going to God. Even on the cross, he cried out to God. So how much more so can we use Jesus and his life as an example to know that we can cry out to God, that we can bring our full emotions, that we can talk to him, that we can question. At the end, we don't want to walk away from God with a sense of anger. But guess what? You could even bring your angry emotions to God. You could say, why? How on earth is this happening? But then still remember the promises in Jeremiah 29:11, where he says that he has a plan for us, and his plans are not to harm us. Our plans are to prosper us, right? So we're always going to remember that God is sovereign, and what we sometimes don't understand, or we may never understand, that we can still trust his plans, trust his purpose, trust his direction, and trust his divine order. But don't be afraid to bring your real self and your real emotions to God. If you do it with people around you, why not do it to the person who truly has your life in his hands? All right, so that's my word today. Stay encouraged, and I'll talk to you soon. Or enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are and whatever it is that you're doing.